Hello friends, I am here to represent the internal structure of human heart. As we all know that the human heart is very delicate organ and it show a unique feature. What is the unique feature about heart? That is continuous rhythmic contraction and relaxation. So now let's start the human heart structure. Firstly, we have to know about what is the main origin of heart. Means I am explaining here which type of germ layer are involved in heart formation. As we know that the mesodermal layer, endodermal layer and epidermal layer, but heart is mainly originated from the mesodermal origin. Now come to the location of heart. Where heart is situated, as we all know that at the thoracic cavity heart is situated, but at a thoracic cavity at a specific point where the heart is located is known as mediastinum. At mediastinum heart is located, and we all know that heart size is near about the closed fist. Closed fist are resemble as heart size. So if we talk about the specific point, heart length is 12 centimeter, weight is 300 gram, width is 9 centimeter. Now, if it is a huge important in our life, so it will have a protection, or visceral organs have a protective layer. So, layer around the heart wall is called as pericardium. Pericardium is protective layer of heart. Means this green color show the pericardium. Now, this pericardium is not consist of a single layer. It is divided into two parts. That is visceral pericardium and parietal pericardium. Visceral pericardium is just close to heart wall. Means inside the visceral pericardium is present. Visceral pericardium. And outside this the parietal pericardium. So between the visceral pericardium and parietal pericardium there will be a cavity which is indicated this green color. Okay, there is a cavity which is known as pericardium. Pericardium cavity, which consists of fluid-like, serous fluid-like structure, that is pericardial fluid. What is the requirement of pericardial fluid? Actually, the heart is continuously contract and relax. So, this fluid help the heart to frictionless movement. To frictionless movement is generated by the or helped by the pericardial fluid, which is present between the visceral and parietal pericardium at the pericardial cavity. Now come to the heart wall. Heart wall is divided into three main layers. That is epicardium, myocardium and endocardium. As we know that epicardium is the uppermost layer. Epicardium. So this is the outermost layer of heart wall. Endocardium is innermost layer of heart wall. between the outermost layer and innermost layer there will be a presence of myocardium. Myocardium provide a unique feature to heart wall, that is continuous rhythmic contraction and relaxation are possible due to the cardiac muscles. Cardiac muscles have unique property of rhythmic contraction and relaxation which are present in myocardium. Means myocardium is consists of cardiac muscles. Now student, come to this structure. We come in this structure later on, and please try to understand this heart structure in a simple form. Heart is have a pericardium, outermost covering of protective covering, after then the heart wall which I already told you, and these heart wall chamber are divided into 4 chamber, uppermost and lowermost. Uppermost chamber are divided into right and left atrium. Right and left atrium. Lowermost chamber is divided into right ventricle and left ventricle. You can see there, right atrium, left atrium, and right ventricle and left ventricle. Okay students, as we seen that the uppermost chambers are smaller than as compared to lowermost chambers. Now the separation between right and left atrium is there are a separation of interatrial muscles, and there will be separation of right ventricle and left ventricle having a interventricular muscles. This is interventricular septum. This is not shown in here because the pulmonary artery and aorta will be shown in here, so that the interatrial septum and interventricular septum are present in there. Now we all know that the all body deoxygenated blood comes to the right atrium. Right atrium receive the whole body deoxygenated blood through a superior vena cava, inferior vena cava, which also known as post cable, as well as heart itself a organ. So it also utilize the oxygen. So it also have a deoxygenated blood which are pour here, known as coronary sinus. Coronary sinus is nothing a heart vein, heart largest vein which poured all deoxygenated blood from heart to the right atrium. So right atrium receive the deoxygenated blood of whole body from superior vena cava, inferior vena cava, as well as coronary sinus, which is also known as largest vein of heart. Okay. We know that the all vein consists of deoxygenated blood. In all vein the deoxygenated blood flows, and in all arteries are oxygenated blood are flows. From there the deoxygenated blood comes to there. When atrium contract, this atrium will be contract and pressure will be generated. These walls, there are a presence of some walls which are open, and the flow of blood inside the right ventricle. This wall, because it is present in the between the atrium and ventricles wall, it is known as atrioventricular wall. Same phenomena is happened in here, that is left atrium, between left atrium and left ventricle. Now we come to the AV valve. AV valve are present between atrium and ventricle, both right atrium and right ventricle, left atrium and left ventricle. In right atrium it is known as tricuspid. In left atrium it is known as bicuspid or mitral valve. Cuspid is nothing a stretch flap-like or leaf-like structure. Actually, what is the use of these walls? These walls is nothing a membranous structure which prevents the backflow of blood, or it help in the unidirectional movement of blood. Means when atrium contract, blood comes into right ventricle, simultaneously left atrium contract, and oxygenated blood comes into the left ventricle. In case of whenever right ventricle and left ventricle contract, these blood can also go there, means from ventricle to atrium. But we don't want that. We don't want that the ventricle's blood goes to the atrium. So there are a presence of some flap-like structure. This is known as valves. Valves are known as AV valves. Between the right atrium and right ventricle is situated the tricuspid valve, actually shaped like something like that. Something like that. Three flaps-like structure which prevent backflow of the blood. In their bicuspid valve, having two cusps like two leaves like structure which prevent the backflow of oxygenated blood from left ventricle to left atrium. Okay, students. Now come to the whenever right ventricle contract, there is a opening of pulmonary artery. As we already told you, the all arteries carry the oxygenated blood, but this is exceptional case and itself a very important, as a pulmonary artery carry the deoxygenated blood. It carries the deoxygenated blood from the right ventricle towards the lungs. Lungs is site of exchange of gases where the oxygenation takes place and deoxygenated blood convert into the oxygenated blood. So pulmonary artery carry the deoxygenated blood from right ventricle towards the lungs, and simultaneously left atrium contract, the all blood or oxygenated blood come into the left ventricle contract. Here a opening of aorta which contain the all oxygenated blood towards the body. Aorta towards the body, right students? So at the base of pulmonary artery and the pulmonary and the aorta, there will be presence of some valve which is known as semilunar valve. Semilunar. What is the indication of name semilunar? Semi means half and lunar means moon. Half moon shaped valve are present at the base of pulmonary artery and aorta. Now come to the eustachian and Thebesian valve, which are also important. Eustachian valve are present in the opening of post cable or inferior vena cava. Inferior vena cava, suppose that inferior vena cava opening in right atrium is at this place, so that the valve of eustachian valve are present at the opening of inferior vena cava. Thebesian valve are present at the point where the coronary sinus is present. So coronary sinus opening guarded by Thebesian valve, and eustachian valve guarded the opening of inferior vena cava. Okay, there will usually some structure like here only in ventricles valve. Ventricle heart valve have some column-like projections. Column-like projections are known as columnae carni. Columnae carni only associated with ventricles heart valve. They are not present in, they are never present in the atrium, although it is right atrium or left atrium. At the apex of the coronary cornea, there are some specialized muscles are present. These specialized muscles are known as papillary muscles. Itself, it is is very important in many competitive exam. Papillary muscles, pulmonary artery, coronary column and coronary, it all have a huge importance. Papillary muscles are present at the apex of column of cornea, which are present in ventricular heart wall. Means these are projection of a heart wall. Means endocardium, myocardium, and epicardium. And some thread-like structure. This one, some thread-like structure are associated this, which are one point attached to the pulmonary artery and one point are attached to the bicuspid and tricuspid valve. What is the function of this? Function of this is the prevent the opening of valve in backward direction. You ever seen the some gate which are open in one direction, not in both direction? So to fix that, to fix these walls, to open the backward side, these are the thread like tendon like strong structure are present. That is the coordinate tendon which are associated with the ventricle walls and are connected with these bicuspid and tricuspid valve. Okay, I think it's a normal internal human structure comes to over, and thank you.